Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm just waiting for y'all to come in the chat. We have a lot to discuss about the Diddy situation and how Caresha is involved in Diddy's charges and all this mess. So I'm going to wait a few minutes and then I'll come back for the commentary. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and do my live. So I'm pretty sure you guys already heard about Diddy's situation, how he is arrested for all these charges that uh, accumulated through decades, and people are finally filing charges, and that's thanks to Cassie and her bravery to for doing that because she was the one that stood up for herself and decided to bring charges against Diddy, uh, sexually assaulting her. Well, I would just say SA, and also for holding back her career, and she lost a lot of money behind that. And we all know that Diddy, he he stole a lot of careers. He really didn't take people's careers seriously. Like people will come out famous then one day and the next day they don't have a career. So Diddy was known for his ways for ruining other people's careers, but it it has well, compared to ruining other people's careers, it has nothing on what he did to people when it comes to sexually assault charges, because he has a lot, and it comes from all these freak offs that he had over the years that he became more popular and more famous through his music and through other artists. But he he everybody was trying to tell everybody about this man, how cruel he was, and I'm gonna be honest with you, like I really didn't take this seriously because I used to be a Diddy fan back in the day when he was Puff Daddy back in the 90s. But people were really talking about this man and telling you what kind of person that he is, and everybody choose to ignore him and went on as business as usual. But when Cassie came out with her lawsuit against Diddy, and he settled, a lot of people started to come out and talk about Diddy and his freak off and how he was treating women and treating other men, especially with Cassie, because her story really stands out the most. When he had these sex workers running a gangbang on her, it was really horrendous. I can't really say much because YouTube guidelines, but I'm gonna and let me get my thoughts straight. And he was using some type of what's it called, like something to keep her hydrated instead of just you know this poor woman went through a lot. I'm just gonna say through her getting gang raped and I I would just say art. I don't want to say the whole word art to being beaten in the hallways. So a lot of this karma is catching up to Diddy, and there's more of Diddy's alleged abuses towards another woman. This is recently. This woman, there's a woman that just came out, and she has stated that Diddy has been drugging and raping her through the years of 2020 through 2024. So this woman has claimed to made claims against Diddy, saying that when he was drugging and raping her, she got pregnant by him multiple times. It says in the lawsuit, and Caresha is tied in this lawsuit as well, and she was accused of telling the woman to get in to get an abortion. And now that he's sitting in jail, I don't think he can be released on bond. That this woman um was being held captive in his sex trafficking, and she was raped like multiple times for 4 years. 4 years. And this is before Diddy got arrested. And now that the whole story is coming out, that now this woman has come out and said she was raped by Diddy between the years 2020 and 2024. Now, Diddy is not going to be the only one, and I'm telling you this now. Diddy is not going to be the only one who's going to be facing charges um, in his sex trafficking ring. There are multiple other celebrities such as Jay-Z, um, Dr. Dre, or whoever was a part of Diddy's gang. They're going to be charged as well. And Chris Brown, he's been at Diddy's party too, so they're going to get him because I also heard that Chris Brown and his friend raped. I will say R. Let me correct myself. R'd underage teenagers that was at one of his parties. So if they get convicted, they can serve some time in prison as well. But before I can get to, there's a lot of allegations against this man, and not only that, people have also brought up Beyonce in these alleged freak offs. Well, her association, I would say association with Diddy. And she's been getting a lot of backlash for uh, being around this deviant. And a lot of people are calling her out on that. So I'm gonna read what this article has to say. So Beyonce is being accused on Instagram regarding her relationship with P. Diddy, who is charged with sex trafficking and racketeering. Now, I don't know if because I haven't heard or seen Beyonce even talk about Diddy or being around him, hanging out. But I know that her husband Jay Z has been hanging around Diddy a lot because I've seen photos of them. Now it's now they're calling out Beyonce, but why ain't nobody calling out Jay Z? Because that's Jay Z's homeboy. Okay, so let me keep on reading. The music entrepreneur has been in the spotlight for decades due to his lifestyle, legendary parties, and hit songs that have topped the charts. Now, whoever was in his freak ops, they're in trouble. Like I would not say like these people are in trouble. They probably are going to get questioned. Whoever was at that freak off, or they have to give a lot of details of what was going down on those parties that Diddy was throwing because they have found like 600 to 800 baby oils in his home. And I'm like, dang, that's a lot of baby oil. So Diddy has planned these freak offs. He planned a lot of them because a lot of like to buy that many baby oil, that is a lot. That like I think he was planning to have everybody participating that's in his parties. I know Mary J. Blige, she was in those parties as well. She was she even part of Diddy's record label? I think she was part of Bad Boy. I think she was a part of Bad Boy, but either way that goes, she could be investigated too. Any celebrity, well-known celebrity that's hanging around Diddy are going to get investigated. Point blank. Period. Whoever was involved in these freak offs and other stuff like that. Let me keep on reading. Diddy has been mingling with other famous people, including Beyonce, Jay Z, because he has been an A-lister since the 1990s. Since Jay Z is close with Diddy, many internet detectives are watching him and Beyonce, and some are even making assumptions about their relationship. Have you guys like? I don't know about you guys, but there has been a rumor going around about Beyonce and this whole cheesecake thing. Um, fiasco going on. I don't know nothing about that. I can't really speak on that, but that sounds very weird. How people are putting that, like Diddy and Beyonce were like in a relationship or something. I found that very weird, but I never seen Beyonce playing Diddy either. But I don't know. Do you guys have more information about this whole cheesecake thing? I really don't want to talk on that, but I'm gonna get back to this story. Um, on Friday, an overwhelming number of social media users flooded the comments section of Beyonce's Instagram account, which questions and demands for answers. Um, We all know that Beyonce is not the one to talk because she hasn't given interviews like that in years. In years. And for people to them asking demand answers, they're not going to get it. They're not going to get it from Beyonce because Beyonce has not been active in social media for years. She don't interact with people like that. So for them to seek answers, good luck. Beyonce's not going to say anything. Let me continue. There were jokes, GIFs, and direct charges in the karmic section. How can someone earn admiration for their involvement in unpleasant activities? At the same time, someone else said, what okay, the truth. Several excuse me y'all. Several superstitious commentators predicted that Beyonce would feel remorse for selling her soul with her friend Diddy facing charges. I thought that was Jay-Z's friend. But let's continue. What is it worth it to sell your soul? That's which raises most in the fall, someone shouted. Another person said, I can't wait to see Jay-Z go down for everyone he done wrong. I wonder what Jay-Z has done that he kept private that no one else knows. I wonder what he has done. The 4-page indictment against Diddy, which was released last week, does not include Jay-Z or Beyonce. Furthermore, they have not faced any charges or arrests related to Diddy's legal matter. Of course not, or at least not yet. New York City was the site of Diddy's arrest last Monday. Transportation for prostitution, racketeering, and sex trafficking by force are among the charges against him. The businessman entered not plead guilty in response in each and every accusation. So this is just the hearing. He's not on trial yet. We're still waiting for the trial. Okay, so we're gonna see what else is going to happen now, since Diddy is still waiting for trial. So let me see. Diddy is awaiting trial at a New York Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. His lawyers negotiated a $50 million bail agreement for him, but the courts denied his release twice by stating that the government has proven the defendant is a danger. The court denied his second bail request on Wednesday, as reported by TMZ, regardless of the danger of fleeing, and the bond amount is acquitted. Okay, you guys. As you guys heard, now that Diddy is now facing all his charges, I hope he stays in there until he is found guilty, because with all these evidence coming out with the baby oils and sex tapes that are being found on security cameras, this man is gonna face at least life imprisonment. And they shouldn't have done this a long time ago, to be honest with you. But I guess when you have a big entourage and a bunch of yes men, it, he like they would do anything that this man tells him to do, because he had all these people by their throats, and he can threaten their careers. Like seriously, he couldn't have threatened their careers. But there were a lot of allegation as well about this man that he could have been thrown behind bars even back in 2021 when him and J Lo went into this club and J Lo was carrying a handgun or whatever, and I guess she was carrying it for Puff Daddy. That was his name back in the day, and he ended up firing the weapon in the club and ended up shooting a woman. Lucky she survived, but this woman didn't get any justice. And not only that, she was attacked throughout social media, calling her a liar, that she just want money and stuff like that. But this woman was a real victim, and there's other victims out there as well that are unknown that were victims of Diddy that are coming forward and speaking out against him. And you still have people out there defending them, but there's too much evidence against this man to set him free or have him go out on bond. Because what if this man attacked the witnesses trying to hush him up, or God knows whatever else he could have done? That's why they would not let him out on bond, because because the courts feel that he could do these things. And not only that, all the yes people that was in his circle, in his entourage, they allowed this man to do the heinous stuff and allow him to get away with it without saying, hey man, this is wrong. This is wrong. And we're not going to be a part of that. But you have people that are very greedy and they want money, so they're going to do whatever they want to, to please this man. And let me tell you, people pleasing only gets you so far. It can only get you so far until you get caught up into somebody else's mess that you participated in. So now, not only that they're getting victims of these freak up parties or whatever, they're also going to get other people behind bars that were involved in Diddy's entourage. They're going to get them. Or Diddy is going to testify in court against the perpetrators that went along with these freak offs. They're going to go down. They're going to go down. So there's going to be a lot of things going on, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I hope everybody gets it, because right now the music industry is in trouble. It's really in trouble. So everybody's gonna get investigated, and we all thought that it was gonna stop with Jeffrey Weinstein or whatever, or it's gonna stop with whoever. But a lot of people been talking about Diddy and stuff like that. And not only that, uh people have been talking about Diddy and what he has been doing uh to other victims and victimizing themselves. So there's a lot going on. It's a lot for me to process at this moment, because there's so much information out there that is still going on and still being investigated. And hopefully that he is thrown behind bars, and that the music industry or the or other entertainment industry are investigated themselves, because He's not the only one involved. There's plenty of others that that are in the music industry or in the movie industry, television industry. They participated in these freak offs as well, and they need to be held accountable. Like Diddy ain't the only one that hosts these freak offs. There has been many other celebrities that host freak offs as well, but they have not been caught yet. But the main topic here is Diddy because he's on the front page right now. He's one of the well-known rappers slash businessmen that is going headlines and going viral at this moment because of this allegations he did against Cassie. And I had no idea that this was going on. To be honest with you, I did not. I had no idea that Cassie was being abused like that, and it was horrible. It's horrible that this woman had to face such danger like that, and I feel sorry for her. I really do. But hopefully, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. I'm still fighting the cold. Anyways, please forgive me. I'm still fighting the cold. Anyways, I just hope and I just pray that more people would come out. Whoever, and this has been decades that Diddy has been doing this. I hope that a lot of victims come out and come forward and speak on what's been going on in the industry. And I want to talk to women specifically because it's mostly women coming out, mostly about being I'm sorry, S-aid. And I want to tell you guys, just because you guys see a celebrity and you meet them, do not go over their house. Do not go to their parties, even if they invite you. No, no, no. Just get an autograph and leave. Get an autograph and leave. Do not give them your number. I don't care who they are. I don't care if it's Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And I'm gonna admit he's been acting weird lately. And I've been a fan of him since the '90s. And when you reach a certain type of fame, you your rocker seems to be off when you reach a certain height of fame for some reason, and people start acting weird because Dwayne Johnson recently has been accused of a black woman that was probably in the WWE for holding her hostage. Now, the story has not went on since then, but he has been accused of something about holding a woman hostage. But I wouldn't be surprised if something happens to him or he gets investigated because of what is going on now with P. Diddy and being involved in the industry. I want to be surprised at any of these celebrities if they were held accountable for their action. And now we already know about Chris Brown and his abuse towards women, but now more people are coming out accusing him of essaying and Ring women at his parties. Now we're gonna now I'm thinking we're gonna hear more about Chris Brown too, and we're gonna hear more about Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, because we know already what Dr. Dre is on. Okay, we've been hearing about him since the '90s when he abused that or beat up that female reporter. Yeah, we already knew what he was on. So I would not be surprised either if he gets caught up in this whole Diddy thing. For real, if he gets caught up. So I want to tell women just because you meet a celebrity, that doesn't mean they're the nicest person or because they have a nice personality when they do their music or when they act. There's something behind all that that is not being shown in the media. Let's not get into this nice guy or nice girl, um, nice girl image. That's all a front to sell or to get people to listen to their music or get into their to watch their movies. You know, you guys have to be really careful who you guys meet and who you guys get involved with. Now, on to Caresha. Now, Caresha is now being pulled into these allegations now, and I have been expecting that because she had a relationship with Diddy, and we all know Caresha as Young Miami, Young Miami, and from what I know, she once all this um, allegations against Diddy came out, she all of a sudden started to break up with him. She broke up with him. And when all these allegations were out, um, now all of a sudden you want to hide your face. You don't want to be attached to him no more. When this guy publicly humiliated you in front of everyone, he embarrassed you. He went out of your relationship and he got another woman pregnant. On top of that, he was also involved with this victim that he was arming through 2020 to 2024, and you knew about it, Caresha. You were with him through that timeline, but you stayed with him, which makes you suspect as well. But I'm going to go ahead and read what has been going on and reading the victim's claims. So here we go. Sean Diddy Combs' legal troubles continue to stack against him as a new lawsuit accuses the mogul of drugging and impregnating an unnamed alleged victim. The U.S. Today reported the case was filed on Friday, September 27, in New York State Supreme Court by Jane Doe. It includes allegations of sexual assault and abuse that took place from 2020 to 2024. The suit claims that Combs drugged the unnamed woman as she was compelled to ingest an unknown substance, which caused her to black out. She was then allegedly forced to have vaginal intercourse without her consent and was pregnated. The suit also mentions Young Miami, former City Girl rapper and Diddy's girlfriend at the time, harassed Jane Doe and repeatedly called her and telling her to have an abortion. Okay, so let's keep reading. Combs and his staff also alleges recording their sexual encounters without consent, which caused the victim to fear for her safety and experience anxiety and depression. Some events accorded for the suit even includes incident that took place this past July, which was after the Bad Boys founder homes were raided by Homeland Security. Alleges Combs continued to contact the alleged victim in order to control her actions and anonymity. Attorney Marie Napoli said in a statement to US Today, powerful figures in the entertainment industry have long exploited aspiring artists and fans. Recent high-profile lawsuits aim to hold their celebrity accountable, um, pro- predominantly transforming industry practices and providing justice for victims. Fame and wealth do not protect Sean Diddy Combs from serious allegations of sex trafficking and abuse. This isn't the first time Young Miami was named in a lawsuit against Diddy, as she was mentioned in Rodney Little Raj Jones' lawsuit back in March, accused of transporting drugs on behalf of her then partner. Within the additional 25 page that was added to Little Rod's filing, the suit went into details about affinity towards pink cocaine, a combination of ecstasy and cocaine, also known as Tussie and Tusi. The filing says Diddy was obtaining drugs from his accused drug mule, Brandon Hall, who was recently arrested but wound up getting from them from Young Miami. Diddy was arrested September 16th in New York City. He officially faces 3 counts included in the indictment: racketeering, conspiracy, trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He has been denied bond. So that's the allegations against both Miami and P. Diddy. And my thing is that why did she ran for the hills when she knows that this man was a monster and that he had multiple of allegations against him in the past, and she knew about it. I know she knew about it, but instead she chose to ignore him because she wants to be provided for, and she wants to be taken care of. But we all know that she shouldn't have. She Young Miami has money. She has money. Why can't she just do for herself? But we'll talk about that later. Here's another story of Young Miami, who is fighting a $10 million lawsuit aimed at ex Diddy's legal actions. Let's talk about that. This is what happens when you get involved with people that are no good. It's no good. Young Miami is fighting back in federal court after being accused of thumbing her nose at the legal system as part of a $10 million battle In Touch can exclusively report. According to the court documents obtained by In Touch, Charles Kenyatta Jr. filed an amendment lawsuit against Young Miami, real name Caresha Brownlee, of trademark infringement. In the suit, Charles said he is the sole owner of Act Bad Entertainment and owns the trademark of Act Bad Entertainments and Act Bad. In 2023, Young Miami, 30, and her then boyfriend, Diddy, released a song called Act Bad. Um, Charles said Young Miami also sold a series of merchandise with the trademark on it. Charles said he did not give Young Miami consent to sell, make profit off of, or otherwise use the Act Bad trademark. He said Young Miami used the trademark, has caused and continue to cause confusion regarding the affiliation, connection, and association of the defendant with the plaintiff for wearing and selling at bad merchandise. The defendant, knowingly in a bad faith market, distribute and offer to sell or sold morally different products within the U.S. Um, he said Young Miami repeatedly used that at bat phrase on her social media. Charles added, the defendant posted a picture and video wearing a bathing suit with the words act bad and telling fans to buy act bad merchandise. She used numerous hashtags with act bad on her social media platforms, such as act bad starter kit. The defendant posted on her Instagram an act bad starter kit showing people how to act bad. She and her alleged boyfriend Diddy had a song called Act Bad in a magazine that they referred to as Mr. and Mrs. Act Bad, causing further confusion with Charles' trademark. Charles filed his initial lawsuit earlier this year, but has now added new allegations. Let's see what these allegations are about. In the amendment complaint, he accused Young Miami of selling additional products with with the Act Bad name, despite his legal threats. Well, let's see how this goes. Because now we know that Young Miami has been stealing trademarks now and profiting it off as if it was hers. Um, in the amended complaint, he accuses Young Miami of selling additional products with Akbat names despite his legal threats. He said by introducing new products with the infringing mark after the original complaint was filed. The defendant is officially thumbing her nose at the legal proceedings and the plaintiff's rights. The behavior is this behavior not only compounds the confusion and disillusion of the plaintiff brand, but also underscores the defendant's deliberate and willful intent to infringe upon the plaintiff's trademark in respectives of the legal refineage. Whatever that means. Young Miami fired back at the amendment lawsuit. Her lawyer said that she did not consent to him filing an amendment complaint and asked the judge rejected. In an answer to the initial complaint, Young Miami argued that the phrase act bad could not be trademarked because it's too general. Further, she said act bad has been used in the name of recording artists and third parties use act bad to sell their products. Her lawyer wrote a simple search of act bad shirts on Google Bing and any search engine will return dozens, if not hundreds, of results for shirts and other wearing appeal mirroring the act bad. In in a manner similar to that in which appeals on defendants' merchandise. To the best of defendants' knowledge, Charles has never taken action against any other third-party users of Act Bad before bringing the intent action, which is he seeks, excuse me, he seeks an astonishing 10 million in damages. The attorney added, Young Miami re-owned as a podcaster and recording artist with a huge success. Recent single release entitled Act Bad makes it far more likely to consume to consumers, encountering the phrase if it was used on her best dressed world varsity jacket, shoot glasses, and other merchandise time to coincide with the single release with associating with her successful sound recording of the same name and not with Charles or any other uh, Morid Act Bad users in the crowded marketplace. Young Miami denied all allegations of wrongdoing. Her determined to the entire lawsuit will be thrown out. A judge has yet to rule. Um, for his part, P. Diddy, 54, was arrested on Monday, September 16th, by federal agents. Okay, so that was a lot to read. Really a lot to read. Okay. So right now, Young Miami is facing a lot of lawsuits regarding her trademark with Act Bad or something. Some guy named Charles is putting out a lawsuit against her uh because he believes that she is using his trademark for her benefits. And I don't know nothing about the trademark or whatever, but that's neither here nor there. We're talking about the allegations of her being involved with Diddy and the victim coming out saying that she was harassing her and Diddy, saying that she was harassing her, telling her to get an abortion. So I believe that there's going to be more allegations against Young Miami because I feel like there's way more that she has done uh, when she was with Diddy, and I believe that he cool. I believe that Diddy caused her to do it, but Young Miami made a choice to be involved in all of these freakouts and being forced by these victims to do things that they don't want to do. So her being involved with Diddy is going to put her in a lot of trouble. It's already ruining her brand. And she was already dropped from her label. And people were saying, oh, she was dropped from her label because, she was not selling records and stuff like that. I believe she was dropped because her involvement with Diddy and her label does not want to be attached to that. So that's probably why they dropped her. And that's just my opinion because Young Miami really doesn't rap like that. She has her podcast, Caresha Please, which to me that's gonna go down. That's not gonna last long with her because of the allegations brought against Diddy. So, in my opinion, if Young Miami is guilty of doing all of this stuff with P Diddy, then she needs to be held accountable. She needs to be held accountable for her actions and her involvement with Diddy. And that's all I have to say on that. If I hear right now, I'm going to say this. Right now, I'm just going to wait for the trial and see what the trial says about Diddy's trial, who was involved, and who's gonna be held accountable, who's gonna be on the witness stand, all that stuff. I'm gonna stay tuned for that because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be shown on social media. It's gonna be shown on social media, just like every other trial was shown on social media. I think Diddy's trial is gonna be uh the trial of the century because of all these accusations and stuff like that that are brought against. But once I get that, I'll have more. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. You guys have a nice day.